Welcome back to our channel, Let's Chat with Cheryl. Y'all already know the drill, that this is Cheryl.
And this is ahjah, my baby.
Hey! Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. We are really grateful and happy that you guys keep constantly coming back and watching the videos and actually telling us that you look forward to seeing what we have to talk about. We truly appreciate it. We also want to say thank you for the 20+ subscribers that we do have.
Yes,
that's
thank you.
25 in 2 weeks. That is something that we are truly grateful for, because we just see that the channel is growing, and we're just glad that you guys are enjoying what you're seeing.
Yes, we really are. We really
It's going to be a very special topic. We're going to actually be talking about love, and we just want to tell you guys how we show love and give love to each other. So I hope this is something that does touch all of you in your hearts. So we're going to start it off going forward with what the definition of love. My favorite part of love and my definition of love is basically from the scripture Corinthians, from the Bible. And what it states is that love is patient, love is kind, is not envious, nor is it boastful, is not proud, it does not dishonor others, is not self-seeking, is not easily angered, and nor does it keep record of wrongdoings. And that is a powerful scripture to me, and I feel like that is the true definition of love. When you're loving anybody, whether it's a relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's children, it's just, that's how you should go about, catering to showing people that you truly love them. Go ahead and start off with what love is patient means. Like, what does that mean to us? So what do you think love being patient?
Being patient, like if you have a child and the child is doing different things or running and doing stuff that you don't want them to do, and then you have patience with them. You tell them that it's okay, try it again, they can do it or whatever. You encourage them. That's the patience about it. You have patience with your spouse or with your friends or whatever, because sometimes they may say the little things that annoy you or whatever, but you just push it off, because you can have that patience to not get annoyed by it or whatever, because that's just how that person is, and you want them to be able to be themselves and be genuine with you. So you just appreciate how they interact all the time. So it's okay, and it's great to have patience.
Okay. Yeah, and I like to piggyback off of that, because when you are patient with somebody, like she said, with a child, when they're 2 or 1, you understand that they're learning at the time, and you're catering, you're trying to teach to them, and you're just showing them unconditional love. You're not putting boundaries on them, and you're just trying to teach them in a proper way, and you're not trying to control them. So then it's like you're letting them, like she said, you're letting them be themselves, and you're letting them grow, and you're letting them just have the opportunity to be free. And that's what love is being patient and understanding, and giving them the time to realize their mistakes, and as well as trying to teach them from that situation.
Yeah, right from wrong.
So that's
and that it's okay to make a mistake. You don't have to be perfect.
No, and you just instead of being easily angered, which is what it says, is not easily angered, and that's where the patience hold. That's how you can know that you truly love them, because when you're angry and you want to just yell, instead of yelling and just giving anger right then and there for like a tedious little job, you take the time to just hear them out and understand where they're coming from, and try to keep the anger at bay.
Yes.
So then the next part of it is love is kind. So love is kind, and with being kind is being sweet, doing nice things that they might not want to do. Say you're in a marriage and one partner don't like washing the dishes, and instead of making them wash the dishes, you decide to be kind and say, hey, I'll take over the dishes at that time, while you go ahead and do something else that they might enjoy doing a little bit more. Or being kind is like, hey, I got you this gift because it reminded me of you. Or hey, being kind is, you give them a few dollars when you see that they're low, and you're just always looking out for them. You're doing kind gestures so that to make them feel good, as well as they're doing kind gestures to make you feel good. So it's being kind and doing things that you want others to do to you, and that you want somebody to do for you.
Yes, and being kind. Things don't go your way. And sometimes you may get a little upset about it or whatever, and you just get frustrated. And it's a lot of times that you do that. You get frustrated or whatever, and then you just think about it. Oh, I love them. And then sometime even a person just needs someone just to say I love you, or just a hug or whatever, or just a phone call. That's I love you. Or just buying them something or doing something or going somewhere with them. That's the kindness of love, and it's showing love and affection to a person, hugging them, being gentle, taking care of their needs. Because love is an action word. It's doing. Love is gentle. Love is giving. Love is looking out for a person, making sure that they're okay, checking up on them, checking up on, like, even as your family members get older, the elderly, you check up on them. That's showing love. When you go out and you go to a store or whatever, and someone walks through the door and then there's someone behind you and you hold the door, that's kindness. You're showing love. So those different things, little things like that, that's showing love and kindness.
And those little things, when they add up, it's just so much, and then you're appreciative of it. So it's, yeah, those are different aspects of being kind and showing that your love is there for that person. And sometimes love and consuming thing when you're not feeling appreciative, but just know that you're appreciated in those aspects. It's just, that's why we say it's nice to speak it as well, that I love you and I care for you and I appreciate it and I thank you for it. So it's good to make sure that you acknowledge the aspects and the treatment that you are receiving or that you are giving.
And sometimes even parents, even once your children get older, they still need to know that they're loved. They still need to know that they're appreciated. They still need you to call them, talk to them on the phone, have conversations with them. Just like me and ahjah, we spend time together. I spend time with all my children, and I communicate with all of them. I have open communication, because even though they're adults, they're still people and they're still my children, and I still participated in bringing them this way. So I put that love in. I want them to always know that they're loved and they're appreciated. And sometimes they just need a big hug. Sometimes they may be down and you just say, oh, do you need a hug? Come on, baby, let me give you a hug. Or give them a kiss on the forehead, or maybe they may need help with something. Like if they have children, sometime when they need you to babysit, that's showing love, because you are showing that you do love them by you watching their kids, and that's your time, but you're giving your time. So that's giving love
And being kind.
Yes.
So the next part of the scripture was love is not envious, and that means basically love is not jealous. It's not being jealous of what the other person might have that you don't have. Is just being grateful that they have it, and knowing that what's for them is for them and what's for you is for you. It's not worried. It's not envious of who they're hanging out with. It's not envious of what everybody thinks of them. Is no jealousy. So love is not jealousy at all.
Yeah, and you gotta understand that people could have more than one friend. They don't just have to be friends with you, and they can't be friends with others. They can have more than one friend, and they still could love you just as much as they love that other friend. So it's okay to have more than one friend, and it's okay to go and do things with different people, and you're still showing love. You still love that other person. You don't love them no less than you love the ones that you're hanging out with or whatever. And we just have to be appreciative of the love that we have from each other. And we look out for each other. We show each other love, kindness, joy, gentleness, peace, love, happiness. It's all in one, and it's just a great thing. And if this world had more love, it would be a better place for me and for you.
What? Oh, that's funny. But I get what you're saying. That's true. And just like it's a lot of jealousy in the world, and just like you see in many cases of murder, and especially an example of Cain and Abel. Cain loved his brother, but when it was time for them to give their gifts to God, Abel gave a better gift than what Cain did.
Yes.
And he wanted God's approval, but he didn't get it because he didn't take in that time and effort and energy to show his love genuinely to the Lord as what Abel did. So then when Abel received all the goodness, he was jealous and he ended up murdering. So it was hatred built upon there. And that's why we said love is not jealousy, because you should take accountability of what you put in your time and effort. If you're going to show love, you show your love to the full extent that you can think of. I mean, if you're going to put your time, effort, energy, you put it with your maximum time amount of energy. So then it could be really, truly accepted and appreciated. What Cain did was not love. What Cain did was, I just want to get by with the minimum of work, and I want you to appreciate it because I did it, and I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Which in actuality is not that you didn't have to. We know you don't have to, but if you're going to do something, do it with the full heart. Do it with love. That's why we say all the time, do everything with the heart. Don't do everything just to say I did it.
Yes.
And do it because you enjoy it, and you have faith that it's going to prosper, and you have faith that it's going to be appreciated. So jealousy, love is not jealousy. If you're finding yourself jealous of people that you say that you love, reconsider what you're jealous of. Are you jealous because you have not accepted yourself? Or are you jealous because you feel like you just deserve it? And if you do deserve it, don't get jealous because somebody else got it. Just know you'll get it in your own time, because jealousy is not love. If you harbor that, start thinking about it. Think about it.
Yes, because God has no respectable person. And even he gave his only begotten son for all of us. And that was the greatest love that could ever be shown. He gave us an example of love when he gave his son. None of us, I wouldn't want to give my child, but God showed us the greatest example of love. And that's one of the number one commandments. That's the first and the greatest commandment of all, to love one another. So we have to express love to one another, because how can we say we love God, but we don't love the people that we live here amongst? We don't love our brothers and sisters. So we have to love one another. We have to learn to create love in our heart for each other. Taking accountable. If someone's walking and you see something in their way or whatever, let them know.
Or be kind and move it yourself. You can move it.
Yes. Start taking in consideration of all things that are around you or that are going on, as far as helping one another. Because like I said, if we all put our part and show more love in this world, it will be a better place for me and for you.
All right. So the next line is, love is not boastful. So regarding with love is not boastful, it doesn't brag about what they did in a relationship. It doesn't brag about what they're doing. It's not bragging about who has the better job. It's not bragging about that I did the dishes, I always do the dishes. It's not bragging. So, you know, when you think about it, you do it for fun. When you think about it, how we're doing now, you're doing it for fun as silly jokes, but sometimes you can always amp it up to the serious notion of, I'm just bragging. I'm the best person you ever been with. You're never going to find nobody like me. Or I'm the best person you ever be friends with. You'll never find nobody like me. Love is not bragging about being better than everybody and boasting what you did for a person to say that you love them. If you're doing for a person that you love, just be happy that you did for them, because you truly love them. And you was able to do it, like she said. It's not, oh, I did this, so you should love me, or oh, I'm doing this, so everybody should love me because I'm just that. It's not looking for glorification. It's not looking for gratification. Love is not that, and that's what it gets with love is not boastful. It's not bragging about what you do for a person, as if me telling you what you do for me is showing how much you love me. I could tell from what you did for me that you truly love me. I don't need you to say it over and over as if you're trying to win my approval.
Yes, and when you do things and you're kind to people, you don't have to go and tell the world to get gratification for it. God sees it, and he will reward you. Where you do things in secret, he will reward you openly. So you don't have to go and tell the world, oh, I bought her a pair of shoes. She didn't have any shoes, and I bought her some shoes. Her underwear had holes in them, and I bought her some new underwear. No, you don't have to tell everybody that. Or she was walking down the street and her butt was out and I had to cover it. If you have to tell everybody what you had to do for me, then don't do it.
Because it's not love.
It's not genuine.
It's not love. It's not genuine. It's not. It was just to put on a show.
Yes.
That's what you did. You did it for show purposes. And that's not what love. Because love is between two people.
Yes.
And the world don't need to know. What your left hand do, your right don't need to know. What your right hand do, your left hand don't need to know.
Yes, you don't have to tell everything. You can keep it amongst yourself. A lot of times, even if you give money to the homeless or whatever, that's great. God will bless you for that. You will get that back 100-fold. Don't worry about it. Whatever you do for others, it comes back to you, and it comes back to you even a greater blessing than what you have done for them. So you don't have to worry about that. So you don't have to boast about that. The best thing to do is just keep it quiet, keep it in secret. That's love. You don't try to boast and brag about what you did or whatever, or I have more money than you, or I have a better car than you, or I have a better house than you. You don't need to brag about it.
No.
You don't need to brag about it.
Did you have anything else for boastful or no?
No, that was about it for boastful.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it was great. It was really good. A lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can find yourself doing that action without realizing you're doing it.
Yes.
So
you have to catch yourself, because a lot of times you give money to people on the side of the road, and you know, some of them are grateful, and some of them may be on drugs or whatever, and some of them really need it, but you just don't know. You just give it. And I look at it like this: if they're on the side of the road and they're asking for money, maybe they need it for something. Maybe they need to eat or whatever. Maybe they've gotten high and they need food in their system to try to break the high or whatever. Or maybe that's all they have for the day. So I just look at it, what you give them, God only allows them to collect so much money per day. And I tell my children that all the time. They're not going to collect no more than He allowed them to get. So if they're out there and they're collecting dollars, it's going to be 50 cars that'll pass them by and not give them anything. Sometimes they may only collect $5 for that day, but that's $5 so that they can have a meal. So you have to look at it like that. If one of your dollars have went that way, that's great. You'll get it back.
And that's showing love.
Yes.
So, and the next line, it also says that love is not proud. And what you would think is love is not proud is the same way as love is not boastful.
Yes.
But I think there is a difference. And you want to go ahead and talk on that?
Being proud is, look what I've done. Look what I have. Your chest stuck out and you're looking down on others. And I would never look down on others as if they're smaller than me or they're less than me, because no one is less than anyone. We're all equal and we're all in the equal playing field. No one is less and no one is greater. Even the stars, I look at them, they're not greater than me. We came here the same way, so they're not greater. They just may have had a better opportunity than me, or a greater opportunity that maybe I haven't reached as of yet, but they're no better than me. And they may have a bigger house than me, but I have a house. They're no better than me. So I'm not gonna be boastful for what I have to make another person look smaller than me. That's something I will not do.
I get what you're saying. And I was gonna say that with love is not proud, is it really touch upon your pride, where you're not able to say I'm sorry, or
Yes.
you're not able to admit your wrongs, or you're not able to compromise. So when it says love is not proud, it meant love is not proud. It doesn't have too much of a pride to be able to correspond or talk or communicate with somebody of what they might need or what needs to be done. You have to be willing to be open and willing to speak. So when you're talking with somebody and say that you're in the wrong of the situation, but the whole time you've been saying that you're right, and you've been proving that you was wrong, and instead of just saying, yes, I'm wrong, now let's go ahead and find a way we could fix it, you just keep on holding on to the self-righteousness route of I'm right, no matter what you say, I'm right. And love is not that. Love is not being too right or being too good for anybody else, like she said. So I'm glad that you did say that. That's the difference between boastful and being proud. And like I said, you might think it's the same, like it repeated itself, but it didn't. It used a different word, a different definition, or a different term, so you can understand in many ways that love is not always you, it's others. And it's trying to be inclusive so that everybody can start showing love in ways that will be more, what's the word? More respectful, more palatable to be accepted of.
Yes.
You have anything else?
I'm gonna go back to even where I said that God showed us the greatest example. If you just sit down and you just think about the example that He gave us for love, when He gave His only begotten Son. He only had one son, and He gave His life for us. So if you just even think about that opens your heart up for love, and you can begin to love. And even at that, a lot of parents, I don't know, you may not have shown your children love, not the love that they felt like they needed or whatever, and then it puts a ripple in the relationship, and then you can't really bond because the love is not there, because they're angry that they felt like you should have shown them more love, and then you're over on the other side and you don't know that you did anything wrong, or you feel like you didn't do anything wrong. And sometimes we have to just go to them and say, I'm sorry.
And let it go.
Can we fix it? How can we fix it? How can I be a better parent? How can I show you more love that maybe you felt like I didn't show you in the beginning? How can I fix this? Help me. I just need to know I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did these wrong things to you. And then maybe you can mend the relationship if you just go to them in that way. Then I mean, maybe they might cry or whatever, and you may
make amends at that time, and then you continue to work on the solution, work on that
Yes.
that whole journey.
Build
because on it. Yes, you have made amends by apologizing, but don't leave it there, because then you just place the band-aid over that's been built up of this.
Yes, that has festered for years.
And that's where you put your pride to the side in order to rekindle a relationship that does not have to be lost.
Yes, because as long as there is life, there's hope, and you can build that relationship back up. You can have mother and daughter relationships, father and son relationships, if you just go to them, or even if they come to you. If they come to you, you let it be an open heart. Don't get defensive and want to push them away or whatever,
or say that you tried your best.
Yeah.
Yes, they understand you tried your best, but what they're telling you is
it wasn't enough,
or that they understand and they acknowledge it, but this is what I needed to really feel like I loved you. Yes, the ways that you did it was a way that you knew how to do it, but this is how I know I need it. So please just listen to me and accept how I need it, just the way I have to accept how you would need it. Like how you would feel or how you would need love, I need my own way of needing love too. And let me tell you how, and be open to hearing it. Don't just be dismissive. Like she said, don't be shutting them down, don't be dismissive. Just accept it and allow it, and hear what they say. That's a better way. Implement it in the ways that they need you to do it, so then they can
begin
build that.
Begin to bring about a change. And once you begin to bring about a change, then you can build the greatest relationship, because as long as there's life, there's hope. And it can be fixed. So just work on it,
and it will go all well. So the next scripture is love does not dishonor others.
Wow. Love does not dishonor others. Wow. That's a lot to think about. Love does not dishonor others. It doesn't say that love doesn't say that I don't appreciate what ahjah does, or I don't appreciate what you did for me or whatever. I don't appreciate. Love don't say that. Love is appreciative of all things that you can do. Love is appreciative of the sun shining, the green grass. Love is appreciative of all things. The birds chirping. That's love.
Like I said, love doesn't dishonor. It doesn't talk bad. It doesn't humiliate.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make your efforts as shortcomings. It doesn't tear it down. It's like she said, it appreciate it. So it's just like the scripture, honor thy mother, thy father. If you take it and think of it like that, and you could take the mother and father out and put it as just a family friend or your child, you wouldn't want to dishonor them. You wouldn't want to hurt them in the ways you don't want them to be viewed as ways that you have been saying. So if you're finding yourself cursing at your partner, or you finding yourself cursing at your children, calling them names that you didn't even give them. When you gave them a name of Jacob, you call them the B word, or you call them the C word. You're calling them names that you didn't even honor them with. So that's a form of not dishonoring, because love doesn't dishonor. Love only honors them. They only praise them. So if you're talking with somebody about a person, if you're finding yourself talking bad and negative always about them, and yes, you might make a joke here and there just to kind of lighten up the mood, but if you find yourself really, really like to the point where you're feeling in your soul like, I just dislike them, and you're talking bad and negative about them, that's as doing a disservice. You're being dishonoring of that person at the time. And you have to, love is not that. Love doesn't dishonor people. It doesn't hurt the people. It doesn't destroy their character. It doesn't destroy their character.
No, and that was a great example. I really like that example of honor, because she did. Love does not hurt. I mean, if you're in a situation where you're being hurt or talked about or treated bad or any kind of way,
the person's putting their hands on you, choking you, they're taking the finances that you guys are building together, or they're stealing from you. You know, that's not true love.
That's not love.
It went away.
That's not love.
That's not love at all. And it's not supposed to hurt you. It's not supposed to make you go to your lowest form. Love is supposed to build you up to the point where you're your highest form, where you're becoming better in this aspect. And the more love you feel, the more you want to become better. It's like you're forming like a beautiful flower. You know how you take care of a flower, you grow it in the garden, you water it every day, you're giving it the right amount of sunshine, you're putting in the time and energy to make it grow. You might even read to the book or read to the flower or sing to the flower so it can feel happy enough to grow in the sun until it bloom and blossom. Love is like that, and the more time and energy of singing, believing, putting affirmations, saying that you're the best you can do it. Anything you set your mind to, I believe in you, I'll be there for you, and you're continuously growing and growing. And that's how love is supposed to be. Love is supposed to make you feel like you could do anything possible that you could put your mind to, that you truly want to do, and that it helps you also stay focused. It doesn't make you have self-doubt. It doesn't hurt you in a way to just make you feel like you can't glow. It makes you glow, and that's what love is.
It doesn't cause you any fear, anything.
It doesn't dishonor you. It makes you more honorable.
Yes, and it makes you feel good about yourself, and it makes you feel like you can go out and conquer the world once you feel love, truly love.
Yes. And then the next line is, love is not self-seeking.
Self-seeking.
Yeah, love is not self-seeking.
Wow, that's basically being indulged in yourself, conceited in yourself. I mean, you can be conceited so far, but not too conceited that you just think that you're just better than everybody, and everybody is beneath you, or
and everybody is supposed to tend to your every need, or do and bend to your every need, tend to everything that you want. It doesn't revolve around only you. So it's self-indulging, like she said. So with this aspect, say that we're gonna do a lot of relationships, I guess, because really a lot of people consider love in the aspect of just being in a relationship, which actually no, I kind of want to break it off. Love, let's do one with your children.
Yes.
Where when some people will have a child, to say that I had a child for certain reasons. I had a child to go ahead and run track. I had a child to swim. I had a child to take care of me when I get older. And that's not what love is. When you have a child, you had a child because you loved your partner and you loved everything about your partner, and you wanted to make something for your relationship to convince that this is what we have made and this is what we created, and now we have something that we could love even more and let them grow into their own beliefs and their own person of who they want to be, and take the time and be considerate of what they want to do. And you don't have a child to take care of you when you're older. You had a child because you were so happy with your life and that you wanted to give that to give that life with you give that life to your children. You wanted them to appreciate everything.
We're in the wild kingdom tonight.
The safari. The animals are trying to come out.
They're trying to come home. We're in their kingdom.
But love is not self-seeking. It's not finding somebody who would just do everything for you and you never have to give them anything. It's not worried about what you could get from the next person. It's not worried about what do you receive all the time. It's not worried about how they're showing you love and you not showing love back. And if you find yourself in that lopsided relationship, that's not a true, genuine relationship for you, because it should not always be what you're doing for me, what you're doing for me, what you're doing for me. It should be, you did this for me, now I'm gonna do this for you, and you do this, I did this for you, and you do this for me, and you're always looking out for one another. It's not about the material gain, it's not about the financial gain, it's not about anything of that. It's about you truly showing your appreciation, showing your care for one another.
It's about balance.
You have no more for it? Self-seeking was good. I like self-seeking.
Me too.
And then love is not easily angered. Kind and patient all kind of mixed together.
Yes, it does.
Because when you have patience, you're not easily angered. When you're kind, you're not being mean. So, so you're not easily angered over little things that might happen. Say that, for example, with my mom, I told her I was going to make omelets tonight. I don't think I want to make omelets tonight. Are you going to be angry with me?
I don't know. I have to show a little bit of love, I guess.
Aww.
I don't know.
But that's what we're getting at. When a person tells you that they're going to do something, but something happened, or they're not really in the mood, you don't become angry or vicious because that's what you wanted, or in that they're not providing you something that they mentioned to you.
Because then you're putting conditions on their love, and love. You want to love people unconditionally, not because, okay, you could buy me a pair of shoes, or he buys me this, or he does this for me,
or he buys you a dress, or anything,
or a new car, or whatever, and then I love him because of that. No, you want to love without
all
conditions.
Your heart and everything. You want the unconditional love that no matter what you do, that you will still be there, and as long as it's not crossing boundaries that is needed to be set, and disrespectful, because the moment you feel disrespected or you feel dishonored, and I understand, sometimes it's a little bit harder to love, but if it's just simple things like a task or chores, or just different disagreements and certain beliefs and stuff like that, don't take that out on the person. They'll be easily angered just because they have something. That's what makes them unique, and that's what makes them them, and that's what you should have loved, the fact that they could be themselves truly around you and not have to put on a facade.
Or sometimes, like when you first start living with a person, or you get married, you first get married or whatever, and then you see the little things that they do, it annoys you because you never lived with that person before. So now you're in the house with them, and now you're running, you got to go to the bathroom real fast, and then you get in the bathroom and the toilet seat is up, and then you're angry because of that, because you fell in. or you get angry because he didn't rinse out the sink or something like that. It's like little things that annoy you when you first start living with a person, and then you're not supposed to get angry over it, because love is not anger. I mean,
it's not easily angry, but you have patience. And then you would go ahead and you would communicate, well, could you please put the toilet seat down next time? I almost fell. Or could you please wash out the sink? Or something like that.
Yeah,
you communicate.
Fill up the ice tray.
And let them know. But instead of getting so quick and angry to the point where you're about to pop a blood vessel, don't do that. Just think about it and take your time. And that's where we said that the patience and being kind is also mixed in with easily angered, because love does take patience, and love does take the time to be kind, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy and effort to communicate with a person about that. So be mindful.
Yes.
But last and not least, because this is very not least, love have no records of wrongdoing. And that one is really big. And we always have this saying that I forgive but I won't forget.
Yeah.
And that one is really big. And we always have this saying that I forgive but I won't forget. And that one is really big. And you know, we always have this saying that I forgive but I won't forget. And that one is really big. And you know, we always have this saying that I forgive but I won't forget. And that is a good saying, because you can forgive a person but not forget what they did to you. So then you know how to move around them, or you know how to hang out with them, or you know what you could tell with the person. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is something that needs to be kept, because everybody is different and everybody does have their ways. So you do need to keep that in mind. But the fact that love has no wrongdoings mean that if you come to me with something and you truly need my help, I'm not going to think back of what you did to me that I won't help you. I would still help you.
Yes.
Because yes, you may have did that. I just know that I can't do that certain thing with you to a certain extent. I just can't do it with you. But if you need my help, I will help you, because I do love and I do care for you. Love has no records of if you're going to be able to pay me back. If you ask me truly that you needed money, I will give you the money, and I will not take into consideration that you will give it back. Even if you have showed me that before, that you would not give it back. If you ask for it, I would still give it to you, because I love you and I know you truly need it. Because you're asking for a reason. You have anything?
Yeah, and it's just like God, when we asked him for forgiveness, he holds no records of our wrongdoings. So therefore, that's what love is. He loves us, and he's given us like great examples where he doesn't hold any records of our wrongdoings. So why should we take records of others that do wrong to us? We could you just learn how to treat people and how to move around them in a different way. But you don't have to hold a record against them. Oh, she did this, this, and this to me. I don't like her because of this, this, and this. I don't forgive her because she did this, this, and this.
Or if she needs something, I'm not going to do it because she did this, this, and this. No, it's just knowing that they did that, knowing who they are, but still be willing to help them and show them love and kindness. Still respect them and still give them the respect that they deserve and the honor that they deserve. Don't don't dishonor them just because they did something bad to you. They might just be a lovely person to everybody else. They just was either having jealousy, which is why love is not jealous, but they probably are not showing love to you. And that does not mean you have to stoop to their level and let them change your character because of their character. And everybody grows from situations. They just probably need that time. But don't get on their level to the point where they cannot grow.
And the older we get, the wiser we get.
And like I want to talk about what she just said, where she said that the Lord is so gracious and kind and so giving, and that he loves us so much that he's able to forgive our wrongdoings. It's just like that with Cain and Abel. After what Cain did to Abel when he had murdered his brother, instead of the Lord putting a bounty on him to be killed and murdered, he said no one should murder you. And if they try to murder you, they will have a worse punishment than you. He forgiven Cain for killing Abel, and he forgot his wrongdoings, that he didn't want nobody else to kill Cain. He didn't want nobody to hurt Cain, because he loved Cain so much. Even though Cain did something to hurt him, he loved Cain so much that he didn't want him to be hurt. He just taught him a lesson by banishing him, but he would not be hurt. He just was banished. So he had to think about what he did all his life. But he did not. He was told that no one would be able to kill him, because if they tried to kill him, they would have a worse punishment than what he has. So it's just, love has no wrongdoings, and he had a wrongdoing that he did, but he forgave him for that wrongdoing. Instead of giving him the same punishment that he gave, the same wicked deed that he did to his brother, he gave him the forgiveness and just told him to go and carry on. And that's why we said love has no records of wrongdoing. Don't record it, because what we do a lot of wrong things. We live in sin. We're born into sin. And if someone was to keep a wrong record of everything we did wrong, and it's always have to be brought up, and you know they have their records of wrong, it's like, how can you call me something when you're doing something else? Aren't you a sinner? And we have no right to do that. We have no room to judge. Especially if we ask for forgiveness, we have no room to judge. We can't forgive others. He can't forgive us. If we can't accept others for being them, how can he accept us for being us? But he loves us so much that he did give his son. And his son had a choice to actually go through with it. But his son loved us so much and loved his father so much that he decided to go ahead and carry on with what he was told to do. He obeyed him. He honored him. He understood him. He followed him.
Yeah.
He believed in his father so much and honored his father so much and loved his father so much and respected him so much to go ahead with the
crucifixion.
Thank you. Because I couldn't say it,
Yeah.
the crucifixion. Because he could have prevented that. He could have prevented it.
Yeah, he didn't have to go to the cross.
He didn't have to go to the cross. He could have, if he wanted to, he could have murdered everybody right then and there.
Yes. Yes.
Or he could, because he knew already who gave him up. He knew Peter and Judah was the one who gave him up. He said, one of you is going to
deny me.
And one of you is going to basically give me up. And he was right. And he knew who it was. And he told him how he knew they would do it.
Yeah.
So if he already knew what was going to happen, he could have changed all of it. Changed the alignments of where he was positioned at, where he was going to be at. He could have done that. But because he loved us so much and we trusted his father and he honored what his father had said to him.
And what his father had planned.
He decided to just go ahead and go through with it.
Yes, because he could have killed all the soldiers when they came. So, yes, that was a great example of love. We've talked so much about love now that it's dark.
And you can barely see us, but we're going to try to fix that. I'm going to try to fix it, don't worry. But
there's nothing greater than love.
Love is beautiful and love is kind. So like we said before, we started it off with what love was. Now we're going to end it off with what love is. And with that being said, love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious. Love is not boastful, nor is it prideful. Love does not dishonor others. Love is not self-seeking. And love is not easily angered, nor does it hold a record of wrongdoing. Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I hope this has reached you guys and I gave you an enlightenment of how you're showing love or how you would like to receive love, or giving you ideas of where you can show love yourself. Well, I was going to say that if you're in your moments where, because I know I have times where I see a person and I want to just be nice and show love and give compliments, and sometimes, I would think, well, I can't give them a compliment because they're doing something, and I would basically fight with myself the whole time while I'm seeing the person before I actually go up and do it. So if you're feeling like that and you feel like you want to give a person a compliment, you want to say something nice, or you want to do something nice for them, just go ahead and do it. Don't fight that. Just go ahead and do it. There's nothing wrong with being nice, and especially if it's coming from your heart. Just go ahead and show that act of kindness.
Sometimes even a stranger just needs it. Just even holding the door, saying hi, saying how's your day or whatever. Just talking to them. Even sometimes they need that little love. So if we show more love in this world, it will be a better place once again for me and for you.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a lovely day. We do love you truly. We do appreciate you guys watching us, and we are really hoping that it's touching your guys' hearts, and especially that what we're saying, because this is the purpose of our channel. We want to be able to touch people's hearts. We want everybody to take something from this channel and try to distribute it in their own lives, or demonstrate it in their own lives, and try to work through it.
Others.
So I hope this is something that you guys do truly enjoy. If you do enjoy it, like this here video, leave a comment below and subscribe, because that is going to keep helping our channel grow for other people to see it. We deserve a big community. We want the whole world to see our videos. So help that. The way you can do that by subscribing, liking, and sharing the video, and leaving a comment, and actually giving us topics to talk about. Because then the more topics we talk about, the more we can talk with you guys, and you guys can see us more often. So I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Have a lovely day, or a lovely nighttime day. Good night.
Good night.
Be safe.
And once again, we love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you for watching Let's Chat with Cheryl.
Thank you. Bye-bye.